You stay busy all day, yet something in you keeps whispering that you're paying for a life you didn't fully choose. You pay to stay connected, you pay to stay seen, you pay to stay included. And when a payment fails, even for a moment, the feeling is immediate. A small wave of fear, like a door quietly closing. It's not dramatic. It's not a crisis. It's just a reminder that comfort now comes with conditions. Right now, it still looks like convenience. One tap, one subscription, one seamless upgrade. But if simply living depends on constant payments, what happens to freedom? Not the freedom people post about, the real kind, where you can breathe without asking permission. That thought doesn't live in some distant future. It's already taking shape in the habits that feel normal. And once you notice it, you can't unsee it. It starts harmless. You stop owning music and you start streaming. You stop buying software and you start subscribing. You stop saving files and you start syncing. You tell yourself it's smarter, lighter, more modern. And sometimes it is. Convenience isn't evil. Convenience is a tool. The problem is what convenience trains inside you. Most people don't lose control in one big moment. They lose it through tiny yeses. Yes to the free trial. Yes to auto-renew. Yes to agree on terms they didn't read. Yes to the upgrade they need to keep up. The chain isn't made of iron. It's made of comfort. And comfort has a strange power. It makes you grateful while it slowly makes you dependent. Psychology calls it the default effect. People stick with whatever option is already chosen for them, not because it's best, but because it's easiest. And the easiest choice becomes a habit. Habits become identity. Then one day you realize you didn't choose the system, you adapted to it. Look at the direction. The shift is simple, from ownership to access. Ownership gives you control. Access gives you permission. Ownership says, this is mine. Access says, this is yours for now. And for now is where power lives. When everything becomes access, your life becomes a sequence of gates. Your phone is a gate. Your job platform is a gate. Your bank is a gate. Your insurance is a gate. Your home is a gate. Your identity is a gate. When a gate closes, you don't just lose a product. You lose the ability to function. You lose time. You lose momentum. You lose dignity. And the gate doesn't have to slam. It can simply slow you down. A delay here, a review there, a sudden request for more proof, more documents, more steps. Each step looks reasonable alone. Together, they teach your body one lesson: stay compliant, stay paying, stay quiet, because silence is cheaper than losing access. And if that sounds extreme, notice how many things already work that way. A password reset can lock you out of work. A policy change can remove features you used yesterday. A payment failed notice can turn off a service you rely on. Even your car, your thermostat, your doorbell. More and more of it can be updated, restricted, or disabled remotely. Not because someone is a villain, but because the model rewards control. A subscription isn't just a payment, it's a relationship. It teaches you that you need something continuously, and it teaches the seller exactly how much discomfort you'll tolerate before you quit. That's why prices rise slowly. You won't leave instantly, because leaving creates friction. And modern systems remove friction everywhere, until friction is the only leverage you have left. The deeper mechanism isn't technology, it's psychology. Humans fear instability more than they love freedom. We choose predictable pain over uncertain change. That's why people stay in jobs they hate. That's why people keep habits that drain them. And it's why paying to exist will feel normal to most people, because it will be packaged as stability. A monthly fee feels manageable. A yearly charge feels normal. A small extra cost feels forgettable. But stack 10 of them, then 20, then 50. Stack them across housing, transport, health, communication, work tools, entertainment, education, even social life. Your calendar becomes a payment schedule. Your mind becomes a budgeting app. And your choices shrink, not because you're weak, but because your margin disappears. When margin disappears, freedom does too. Freedom isn't a vibe, it's a buffer. It's the ability to say no without panic. It's the space to step back, Systems that monetize existence don't need to control your thoughts. They only need to control your margin. Because a person with no margin can be steered with small threats. Lose access, lose comfort, lose status, lose time. Think about the quiet moments you already obey. The times you accept something you don't like because the alternative feels too expensive. That's not weakness, that's conditioning. Another layer is identity. Not your personality, your official identity, the version of you that lives inside databases, the version that gets scored, verified, approved. Because the more your life runs on gates, the more you need credentials to pass through them. That's why everything becomes an account, a login, a verification code, a rating, a profile. It sounds like organization, but it's also a filter. Filters create hierarchy. Some people get fast lanes, others get delays. Some get lower prices, others get punished for being risky. Not because anyone hates them, but because systems love sorting. This is where life becomes conditional. You don't just have money, you have eligibility. You don't just exist, you have permission to access. And permission can be removed, paused, questioned, or priced. Then a strange thing happens. When your identity becomes a product, you start managing yourself like a product. You curate, you optimize, you avoid anything that could lower your score. You become careful in ways that feel smart, but slowly shrink your life. It's not control with a cage, it's control with a mirror. You police yourself so the gates stay open. The most dangerous version of this future isn't the one where you're forced. It's the one where you choose. Because when the only available options are paid options, choice becomes an illusion. We've already seen the pattern. Cities designed so living without a car feels impossible. Work cultures that punish you if you're not always online. Platforms that reward visibility and punish disappearance. Even friendships can start to feel like networks. Stay active or fade out. Perform or become invisible. And once that mindset enters your nervous system, you start paying for relief. You pay for focus, you pay for calm, you pay for sleep, you pay for confidence, you pay for motivation, you pay for hacks to fix the damage the system created. The world drains you, then sells you the solution. It turns your stress into a market, your loneliness into a feature, your exhaustion into a subscription. If you ever wondered why you feel tired even when you're not doing that much, this is one reason. Your mind is constantly negotiating access. You're not just living, you're managing subscriptions to your own life. And the more you pay to exist, the less you risk. Because risk feels like losing access. And when losing access feels like losing life, people stop experimenting. They stop speaking. They stop trying, not because they're weak, but because the price of failure becomes unbearable. It doesn't require panic. It requires ownership where it matters, not just ownership of stuff, but ownership of yourself. Start with a simple inventory. List the things you pay for that you would struggle to live without, not to shame yourself, to see the map. When you see the map, you see the gates. When you see the gates, you can decide which ones deserve your dependence. Some are worth it, some are not. The point is that you choose instead of drifting. Keep a few things outside the gates. A local copy of your work, a second way to contact people you care about, a habit that doesn't require an app, a cash buffer, a skill you can practice with nothing but time. Tiny redundancies feel boring, but they turn access denied into "I'm still okay." Then rebuild margin. Margin is the antidote. Margin can be money, yes, but it can also be skills, relationships, health, and the ability to create. A person with skills can step away from a job gate. A person with health can step away from a medical gate. A person who can create value can step away from a platform gate. You don't need to escape everything. You need enough margin to negotiate. One practical move: replace one subscription with one ownership habit. Cook one meal instead of ordering. Learn one tool deeply instead of paying for 5 apps you barely use. Build one skill that makes you harder to replace. And build it slowly. The goal isn't to win a productivity contest. The goal is to reclaim agency. Because the future they're building runs on one assumption: you won't notice. You'll stay numb. You'll accept the defaults. But awareness breaks defaults. Awareness turns a gate into a choice. If living depends on constant payments, freedom changes shape. It becomes rare. It becomes expensive. And the people who keep it won't be the loudest. They'll be the ones with margin. The ones who can say no. The ones who don't panic when a gate closes because they built another door. A system can charge you for access to your life, but it can't truly own your attention. Not the kind you rent out to scrolling, but the kind you direct deliberately. Attention is the root of your choices, and choices are the root of freedom. Most people think freedom is a big event, a new job, a new city, a big investment. But real freedom often begins with a quiet refusal. A small no to a default, a small yes to a deliberate habit, a small shift that proves you still own yourself. The future they're building is real. It's built by incentives, not villains. Companies chase predictable revenue. Governments chase measurable stability. Platforms chase engagement. And none of them need to hate you to trap you. They only need to optimize. But you are not a metric. You are not a subscription. You are not a user. You are a person. And a person can notice. A person can step back. A person can choose. Don't try to win the whole game in one move. Find one gate, one default, one small place where you've been paying for comfort at the cost of freedom. Take it back quietly, not to prove a point, but to rebuild margin, to rebuild choice, to rebuild yourself. The system doesn't collapse when you wake up, it just stops working on you. Not because you fought it, but because you finally saw it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can only decide what you're going to do with that clarity.